Okay, a while ago, somebody came on the internet and they were asking for advice. They had a big piece of steel, a lot bigger than this, and they were going to use it as an anvil. They wanted to make knives and swords and things like that. And so their question they come was, which way should they position it? Should they have it, like this or other ways? And the answers he was getting were always mostly that this is the correct way. It gave you the most steel underneath your hammer. Now remember, this was a big piece of steel we're talking about. Like this way it would stand out to here, and the other way it was like tall. It was like well over a foot, almost like 2 foot tall. This is a massive piece of steel. And the advice he got from most people was that this is the way you want to do it. Then you treat it just like an anvil. You can go over the edge, stuff like that. So it would work just like that. Some people said, well, no, what you want to do, this is actually a big piece of steel too, but it's way smaller than what he had. Anyway, so what you want is, you want it long ways like this. You still have a lot of metal underneath the hammer blows, but you can do longer pieces of steel, like getting to swords. His thing was like way longer. And it would give you a nice flat area to judge your flatness and stuff. And those ideas would work. Okay, there's nothing wrong with those ideas, and maybe that's the best way to go. But I was just reading those ideas, and I thought, God, you have this massive piece of steel, and all he was ending up doing was turning it into something that was just, if you have it this way, it was just going to be like a slightly longer anvil face. And when you get advice turning this way, that works too. But it's just the end result was about the length of what a lot of people have for a piece of railroad track, and there are people with longer railroad track sections. So while that's good advice, probably it just kind of lacks imagination. And that's what I was thinking, that if I had that same piece of steel, what I would do is I'd turn it like that. I think that's the correct way I would go. There's many, you can still go over the edge. It's just, it's a little further from you, but you can still go over the edge. But the one advantage it really has is that you got this big flat surface. You don't have to line up. When you come out of your forge, you can just go right over, and you can be standing over here. You can be standing over here. It's really not. And that's the biggest problem a lot of people have with an anvil. See, the anvil would be this small pieces. When you're working with an anvil, you got to take the size of the anvil. So if you want to try to grab the other end, let's say I've heated this part, but I really want to grab that end now, you got to really kind of balance and figure out where the middle is, and then go over here and grab that. It's you get good at it, and you can do that. If you have something like this, and you can just kind of like go coming from any angle, and you're good to go. So it's a lot easier. Your hot metal's not going to fall to the floor. There's plenty of positions you can come in from anywhere and overhang it. Grab the other end. Another thing that would be an advantage is what they call water forging. When you water forge, what you do, or I don't know, maybe that's not the correct term, that's what I call it, is you put water on top of the anvil. And then when you come in with your hot steel and you hit it, it blasts off the scale. But when you do it on a small anvil like this, you really only get 1 or 2 hits, and you blasted all the water out. One of the things that'd be a big advantage of a big flat surface is you'd have just like a lake up here. You have a lot of chances to do water forging. So that's my idea. I think flat shows a little more imagination.